B cells are another type of lymphocyte. They're produced in the bone marrow, they mature in the bone marrow, and they are responsible for the production of antibodies. So let's talk about those antibodies. So antibodies are not the same thing as antibiotics. So antibiotics are chemicals that we often discovered because bacteria use them to compete for resources between one another. But the antibodies are unique because they are generally Y-shaped molecules. They also have another term. So they're also called immunoglobulins. So that's why sometimes when people are talking about antibodies, they might say IgA or IgG. So immunoglobulin A is a type of antibody that, for example, crosses the placenta and it is found in the breast milk. So it can be passively given to from the mother to the offspring. And then IgG is a type of antibody that might be found in your blood, for example. So there's different classes of antibodies, and so they're also called immunoglobulins. So they bind to specific antigens. So if we look at what this antigen means, it actually means antibody generating molecule. So an antigen is an antibody generating molecule. So anything that could possibly cause your body to produce antibodies would be an antigen. So this could be, for example, a piece of a microbe. It could be an allergen. So it could be like dust mite feces is antibody generating in many people. Pollen would also be antibody generating. This could be proteins that are abnormal on the surface of cancer cells. Those could be antibody generating. So anything that could potentially lead to the production of antibodies would be an example of an antigen. Now, B cells are unique because they actually have antibodies on their surface. So B cells, T cells do not. So B cells have antibodies on the surface of their cells. So if I were to draw this, this would be my B cell. This would be my B cell with the antibodies. Oops. And the antibodies actually have specific shapes to them that allows them to bind to different types of antigens. So if I were to draw maybe my shape in this particular example, it would look like this. So every B cell has these antibodies on their surface, and they only have one type of antibody. So they're like specific. So each B cell is specific for a specific antigen. So it has only one type of antibody that binds to a specific antigen. Now, our body has a mechanism by which it can like randomly produce these B cells with these antibody receptors. And it seems to be able to randomly produce enough variety that even if we have never before experienced an infection, we will hopefully have a B cell that will be able to detect it, will be able to undergo cell division and to produce another type of cell, which is going to produce all these antibodies that go into the blood. And so this is the mechanism by which we have humoral immunity.